Good morning guys, and welcome to Life of Pi from a suburb of St. Louis. Arrived late last night and we're at our homestay looking after two beautiful dogs. One's a big one, one's a little one. They're both really cute. First day in St. Louis today. We're going to get into town, start exploring all the free things that you can do in St. Louis. So let's go. Our first stop is the Contemporary Arts Museum, which is free to visit every day and is located just near St. Louis University. So let's go in and check out some contemporary art. There's even a cool little courtyard in the Contemporary Arts Museum, and directly behind me, up there, is an installation called The Hedge. It experiments with light and colour using different materials that changes as the weather changes. It's pretty cool. So that's it from the Contemporary Art Museum, pretty short and sweet. There's maybe 3 or 4 different exhibitions in there, so it only takes about 40 minutes to walk around, but it's really interesting to walk around, check out some of the contemporary art, and as I said, it was free, so why not check it out for half an hour? As we're always looking at ways to save money, we have bought our own lunches out to St. Louis today, and this is the place that we're going to be eating lunch. It's like a weird, abandoned, old building. It's propped up by iron castings that you can see there. The ivy's kind of taken over it, and it's just by the Contemporary Arts Museum, and it's absolutely awesome. So we've got our little packed lunch set up over here, got a nice little salad, and this is our little lunchtime spot. Check out the delicious homemade lunch we've got, which cost less than $2 to make. So in keeping with doing niche, weird and wonderful things, we have come to the Chess Hall of Fame in St. Louis, and if I spin you around this way, this right here is the world's largest chess piece, measuring 14 feet 7 inches and 6 feet in diameter. It is absolutely huge. Unfortunately the sun's kind of blocking your view of it, so let's go around here, and there's a cool little chess set outside, and there it is. That is the world's largest chess piece outside the Chess Hall of Fame. So on the first floor is loads of art installations using the imagery of chess. Let's check out some of these cool chess installations. Celebrates 5 years of the Chess Museum being in St. Louis. Let's check out some of the third floor. Checking out, this chessboard was flown into space. So on the spaceship Endeavour, this chessboard spent almost 18 days in space. So that's it from the Chess Museum. Super interesting to learn more about chess. It's one of those weird and wonderful things that you can do for free in St. Louis. So if you've got a spare half hour, 40 minutes, come down, have a walk around and check it out. Why not? So the next stop is the Missouri History Museum, which is in this magnificent building behind me, set in Forest Park. Forest Park is a huge park in St. Louis, and there's loads of different things to explore there. First up, the History Museum, which is free to enter. Let's go and check out another free thing to do in St. Louis. So the first exhibition we've come into is the #1 on civil rights, which is all about the African-American struggle for civil rights in the whole of the United States, but taking a specific focus on St. Louis. Let's go and have a look around. The Civil Rights exhibit is incredibly interesting, highlighting the plight of African Americans throughout the US history, and it's particularly pertinent with what's going on in St. Louis at the moment. There's been a lot of demonstrations as a result of a court case regarding the unlawful death of a black citizen at the hands of a white police officer, and there's a lot of demonstrations going on at the moment, all seem pretty peaceful within the St. Louis area, but it's particularly pertinent learning about the civil rights of African Americans throughout the history of St. Louis and the history of Missouri. Really interesting exhibition in the museum. So next up we're going to check out panoramas of the city of St. Louis. So the panoramas exhibit is pretty much exactly what it says, panoramic photographs of the city of St. Louis. So there's loads of different photographs to look at, and some really interesting stuff. Let's check it out and see what it's all about. Here's a panoramic photo of the 1913 St. Louis Browns baseball team. Interestingly enough, they came last that year in their division. So here's a 1907 panoramic of the St. Louis Cardinals, and one of the pitchers, Ed Carger, tossed a 7-inning perfect game, which is pretty rare in baseball. One of the really interesting exhibits within the panoramas of St. Louis is that on Charles Lindbergh. Lindbergh was the first man to fly an aeroplane across the Atlantic, flying from the States and landing near Paris, and that was in 1927 when he was aged 25. Now, he flew the plane called the Spirit of St. Louis, and as a result there was a huge rally in St. Louis, which was where he lived for a while. He wasn't actually born here, but he lived here, and he named the plane after the city. So there was a huge rally, and this is the panorama of the Lindbergh rally. Over 500,000 people attended to catch a glimpse of the man who'd flown across the Atlantic. Incredible. So unfortunately the History Museum closed early today for a private exhibition, so we're going to go back there another day. We got a brief taster of it, and it's pretty cool. But 5-minute drive away, in the same park, is the Science Museum. So we've got a couple of hours to spend walking around the Science Museum, which is again completely free. Amazing! So the first exhibit is Mission Mars, which is all about a mission to Mars, which is pretty cool. Let's check some of this out. So right here is a scale model of Mars, and over here is the Mons volcano, which is 16 miles high. How amazing is that? Check it out, that's an actual Mars rover. That's pretty cool. I'm driving the Mars rover. There's the screen, and I am driving it straight into a brick wall at the moment. I guess I'd better reverse the other way. Let's go backwards. And if I use this one, then I can move the camera, and it's actually operating the rover that is on the other side of the museum. How cool is that? Bridge that connects the two buildings, you've got your own little speedo. So I can tell you that this guy is speeding. He's going 75 miles an hour. Cheeky sod. Lene's channeling the child inside her and building some kind of arm designed for the rover, Mars rover. There are so many different little activities that you can do that are amazing for all of the kids. T-Rex has just eaten this poor little Triceratops, who is now bleeding out on the ground, whilst a pterodactyl flies overhead. That's it from the Science Museum. It's really cool to come and explore and learn more about science. If you've got kids, this is the place to bring them. It is completely free, and you can spend hours playing around on all the different games and toys and things like that. Guys, that's going to be it from our first day exploring St. Louis. It's been an amazing day exploring all of the free, amazing and incredible things that you can do in this beautiful city. That is it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Keep following the adventure for all of your budget and free travel tips. And until next time, guys, peace out.